Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. I don't know how to say this, but I'm just going to be real careful about it. Okay. So just do a little of your own research on Governor Kathy Hochul's recent works. And please send prayers for health and peace and shalom, or health, shalom, and happiness for our home and our puppies and our family. So, anyways, I love you all, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. We're going to be continuing on where we left off in the read-through of the BYNV Natsarim version. We are in Barashith, Genesis 38. And at that time it came to be that Yehudah left his brothers and turned aside to a man, an Adulamite, whose name was Kira. And Yehudah saw there a daughter of the certain Canaanite, whose name was Shua. And he took her and went in to her. So she conceived and bore a son, and he called his name Er. And she conceived again and bore a son, and she called his name Onan. And she conceived yet again and bore a son, and called his name Shelah. And he was at Kezib when she bore him. And Yehudah took an Ashah for his firstborn, and her name was Tamar. But Yehudah's firstborn, was evil in the eyes of Yahuah, and Yahuah took his life. And Yehudah said to Onan, "Go into your brother's Ashah and marry her, and raise up an heir to your brother." And Onan knew that the offspring would not be his. And it came to be, when he went in to his brother's wife, or Ashah, that he spilled on the ground, lest he should give an offspring to his brother. But what he did displeased Yahuah, so he took his life too. Then Yehudah said to Tamar, his daughter-in-law, "Remain a widow in your father's house until my son Shelah is grown." For he said, lest he also die as his brothers did. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house. And after a long time the daughter of Shua, Yehudah's Ashah, or wife, died. And Yehudah was comforted, and went up to his sheep shearers at Timnah, he and his friend Kira the Adulamite. And it was reported to Tamar, saying, "See, your father-in-law is going up to Timnah to shear his sheep." And she took off her widow's garments, and covered herself with a burqa, and wrapped herself, and sat at the entrance to Enaim, which was on the way to Timnah. For she saw that Shelah was grown, and she was not given to him as an Ashah. And Yehudah saw her, and reckoned her for a whore, for she had covered her face. Remember, we learned about temple prostitutes, how they dressed in nuns' clothing that went to the priests. They went there for the priests. It was a disgusting thing that we learned about in Fossilized Customs, but it has a lot of good information. Okay, and he turned aside to her by the way and said, "Please let me come into you," for he did not know that she said, "What do you give me to come into me?" And he said, "Let me send you a young goat from the flock." And she said, "Do you give me a pledge until you send it?" So he said, "What pledge should I give you?" And she said, "Your seal and your cord and your staff that is in your hand." And he gave them to her, and he went in to her, and she conceived by him. And she arose and went away, and removed her veil, and put on the garments of her widowhood. And Yehudah sent the young goat by the hand of his friend the Adulamite, to receive his pledge from the Ashah's hand, but he did not find her. And he asked the men of that place, saying, "Where is the cult prostitute who was beside the way to Enaim?" And they said, "There was no cult prostitute in this place." And he returned to Yehudah and said, "I have not found her." And the men of the place also said, "There was no cult prostitute in this place." And Yehudah said, "Let her take them for herself, lest we become despised, for I sent this young goat, and you have not found her." And it came to be about 3 months after that Yehudah was informed, saying, "Tamar, your daughter-in-law, has whored, and see, she has conceived by whoring." And Yehudah said, Bring her out and let her be burned. When she was brought out, she sent to her father-in-law, saying, By the man to whom these belong, I am pregnant. And she said, Please examine whose these are, the seal and the cord and the staff. And Yehudah examined and said, She has been more righteous than I, because I did not give her to Shelah my son. And she never knew her again, and he never knew her again. And it came to be at the time for giving birth that, see, twins were in her womb. And it came to be when she was giving birth that the one put out his hand, and the midwife took a scarlet thread and bound it on his hand, and said, This one came out first. And it came to be as he drew back his hand that, see, his brother came out. And she said, How did you break through? This break be upon you. So his name was called Peretz. And afterward his brother came out, who had the scarlet thread on his hand. So his name was called Zerach. Next time we'll be reading Genesis, Barashith 39. And now is my favorite part. It is time to praise Yahuah. Okay. And I might do another video later. I have one left to do today from the Sefer. We are in 2 Maccabees. If anyone's interested, you can join. Let's see here. I'm going to sing one of my favorite songs that I sing a lot. And I know it doesn't bother you guys, so I appreciate it very much. I feel like it helps a lot of us. Wait a minute. I almost changed it. Never mind. We're just going to sing Count It All Joy. That's the one I wanted to sing. And in the next video, we are going to be singing Land of the Living. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. Through the persecution, Yahushua went through it too. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. Through the trials and tribulations, through the suffering and the pain. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. No matter what you're going through and you don't know what to do, just look to Yahushua and count it all joy. When Hashatan throws a wrench into your life, drop down to your knees and pray to Abba Yahuah, and He will work it all out for you. So you can count it all joy. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. Count it all joy. Yahushua works everything out for our good. Your heart and your mind must be working in unison. Stay faithful to Yah, and He'll stay faithful to you. So you can count it all joy. Don't get caught up in the worries or cares of this world. Stay on the narrow path, not the broad road to destruction. Yahuah always has your back in your righteous ways. So you can count it all joy. Count it all joy. Hallelujah, Yahuah. All praise the Most High. I love you all with an everlasting love. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, share. This information is very important for everyone to know and to awaken more of the children of Yasharal, the lost sheep. Also, I have a PayPal donation link in the description box. If anyone feels led, they can donate, and I appreciate your donations so much. You can also click on the link to pre-order or order Zeet Seats, and you can email me at belovedofyahuah@gmail.com to let me know how you want the Zeet Seats made. Here's one I did with thin and thick thread, and they still look really good. These are my husband's. This is a thin thread, and then these are made from the thick thread, the blue and the white. I just put a few extra threads together with the red. And if you don't like the braids on the bottom, if you want something more simple, I can just do the fringes on the bottom, or I can do different colors. For the women, I usually do like a lavender, purple, and the navy blue and the white. And for men, I usually do like a purple just like this color with a white and blue. But if you have a different preference, just let me know. I have tons of colors of the thin thread. I love you all with an everlasting love, as our Abba Yahuah and the Shamayim loves each and every one of us. Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuah and the truth. Until next time.